Om Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibhiriditam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuvi Grananti Ye Bhurida Janaha Bhuvi Grananti Ye Bhurida Janaha. Continue with the Gospel. When hearing the name of Hari or Rama once, you shed tears and your hair stands on end, then you may know for certain that you have not to do. You do not have to perform such devotions as the Sandhya anymore. Ritualistic worship, ritualistic part of spiritual life ends. Everything has an end. Even the path to God has an end. Each stage we pass through and the previous step ends there. Then only you have a right to renounce rituals. Till then, Sandhya, worship, bhajan, singing, all this becomes essential. Otherwise, you will be carried away by the world. Once Ramana Maharshi was asked, one person, with a devotee, usually devotees bring someone with them, and they will be either new to spiritual life or they will have aversion towards spiritual life. And the devotee was humbly sitting at the feet of Master, and his friend Ramana Maharshi was telling, have unbroken consciousness of divine. Think of God always. The another person who was with him, he asked, if you don't think of God, what happens? Ramana Maharshi said, there are only two things, God and the world. If you don't think of God, you will think of world. Mind gets occupied with the world. So, not to allow mind to be occupied by the world, you do all these things, japa, worship, and also to get rid of the vasanas. Vasanakshaya, main thing is ultimately Vasanakshaya. Vasanakshaya, Tattvajnana and Manonasha take place at a time. So, little by little, as we develop spiritual sensitivity, as we develop spiritual taste, our materialistic life governed by our past vasanas, past momentum, slowly gets faded away, not being watered, and to overcome weakened tendencies is very easy. They will be very strong, possessing the mind and forcing you to go towards enjoyments. So they will become weak. More and more you are occupied with spiritual things, divine things. So everything, smarana is necessary, whether it is 9 types of bhaktis or the worship puja, dhyana, japa, whatever you do, smarana is common. So in the smarana of gods, because they have the presence of divine, thinking of divine, you are getting rid of the old tendencies in you and generating new samskaras. Then the mind will have, intellect will have two propensities. One is to find taste in that thing, whatever you are occupied with. Suppose you are occupied with Bhagavata, then life of Krishna will be attracting you. Life of Puranas, you are epics, Ramayana, Mahabharata, all these, what are you preoccupied? You start developing more and more taste. You can see the serial, how people used to get involved and so much of liking that they used to leave all work and run. More and more interest. One is liking for that, taste for that. The other thing is going away from the samskar world. Jagate virag, bhagavane anurag. Always there must be two way of operation. I cannot progress without cutting the bonds that are tying to me to the world. You cannot tie a boat, anchor a boat and go on rowing. You have to remove the anchor, then it starts moving. The release is as much necessary. That's why we say Shivoham Mano Buddhyankara Chittani Naham. One is negation, one is assertion. I am not that, I am this. No, not the world, the word, God. So there is negation and assertion. So when world you have to negate, both happen by these disciplines. Slowly it will be building up momentum towards God, and that momentum of the world will slowly start retarding and accelerating here. So once it picks up some speed, then you need not attend to all these ritualistic part. That's what Sri Ramakrishna is telling. If you see from the Bhakti school, it is love of God, in which I offer myself first, aham tavasmi, go on offering, then I will come to a stage when I have nothing more to give. I have given myself totally. Then the love, when I am absent myself, I will see that love is awakened, because I don't seek anything. Pure love that seeks nothing. When I am able to give that to God, even a little pure love, not ecstatic love of God, then you will be feeling, God is mine, God is mine. Tom mamasi, tom mamasi. Once you are possessing God, you are not seen, you are not realized God, but you have dropped off the world and possessing God because of the love. So love makes you again separate from something and get attached to something. So here we see in the second stage of divine love, you will be feeling God is mine and God alone is mine. Nothing else is mine. I have to leave all this, including the body, and go one day or the other. He alone is eternal. He alone is. This possessing God has come when you say, when He shuts the, where are you? I love you. For your sake, I have given up all things have dropped away. Now where are you? I have given up this and I am not getting that. Where is that song? सब कुछ छोड़ा। हम्म? हम्म। I have given up everything, but I am not getting you. This makes them, and his presence is felt, presence is felt without realization. Just like a lover is far off, can never meet again as if, and memory comes, he feels intense presence. Our mother has lost her child and feels intensely that child's presence. What will be the state? A kind of horripilation and tears flowing. This is the state of the jiva. Now, nothing more, because heart is active. Till now, brain was active, mind was active, heart was sleeping. Now, heart is active. So, physical rituals are not necessary. Rather, rituals will drop away. You can't do. Drop away means by themselves. Then it will be enough if you repeat only name of Rama or Hari or simply Om. What happens if you are in that state? If you repeat the name of God, what happens? What happens is you start getting absorption. Mind is calm. It is not seeking anything. It has not got what it is aspiring for. And taking that name of God, just like the child is made to sleep, go on patting it, it will start sleeping. So, name of Hari gives some consolation to the heart, and then makes him get absorbed. Absorption. The meditative process has two phases, one of absorption, one of concentration. Whenever you want to, when you get established in a particular state of meditation, every day, suppose you are going to certain depth in your meditation, you must not miss even a single day. Just like we practice music. Be it 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, you will see that at least 15 minutes you will practice and sleep. You cannot miss it for even a single day. Like that, spiritual practices, food, our daily routines, nothing can be escaped because it's a woe of life. Like that, this one, the name of God makes him gets him absorption. He gets absorbed in it. Then he becomes so spontaneous and frequent and spontaneous. You go to that moment you sit in the meditation, you forget the world and you start traveling inward, diving within, sinking within, and reach the depth every day. It becomes spontaneous. When it becomes spontaneous, you cannot go. Whatever depth you are going, it has become spontaneous. And further to go, you use the process of concentration. Now you have to penetrate, and when you concentrate, the next door opens up. Again, that you get frequent movements to that depth. One more step is opened, little more deeper. You are able to go everyday meditation. It must be done with absolute perfection. You cannot sit loosely and spend time and go away. It is an intensely active state, meditation, especially in the beginning stages. Calmly you have to sit and turn inward, dive within. Years of practice, not leaving a single day, till you reach the depth which you are going. Many times whole day will pass without able to do. When Swami was telling, Bhajananaji Maharaj taught us that without doing Upasana after initiation, without doing Upasana, you will not take food in the morning, and without doing Upasana in the evening, you will not go to bed, sleep. So, you will not miss, you will never miss. You may postpone your tiffin, postpone you have to finish. Night without doing, you sit for meditation, 1 hour will be given in the evening, meditation, prayer. At that time he is not able to complete, mind is going here, there. Upasana is not, somehow the Upasana time is over. Then he will sit again, there will be small gap between food and the prayer. Then also he is not able to finish. Then night after food he will come and in the night class he will try. He cannot finish. Again he will go to the room, he cannot sleep. He has not finished his Upasana because mind is not steady. Then he will be drowsing and trying. In drowsing, slowly he will be falling asleep now and then, and after a little rest, 2 o'clock or something, he will begin his Upasana. Little by little, somehow, he will finish that. But he will not sleep without it. So, that strictness, that without doing it I cannot sleep. Then you will see that just the name of Hari will give you absorption. You are getting absorbed. Now and then there is absorption. Now and then the question mark. When, where, when, where. That question mark is not answered. It remains a question mark. Every day that question mark. Where and when. Again take the name of God. Because there is no alternative now, nothing he can do. Only call on God to reach him. Because God has to reach now. God has to attain us. We cannot attain God. So call on God. Even simply Om. Then he says, continuing he said, the Sandhya merges in Gayatri and the Gayatri merges in Om. An important part of sadhana. All ritualistic part of sadhana, beginning with the puja, homa, this, that, whatever I saw in Kailasa Ashrama when I was there in Haridwar, Rishikesh, Kailasa Ashrama. One person used to sit whole night and do the puja of Divine Mother. Daytime he will go and collect what all he needs for puja. He is a renunciate wearing sannyasi. Sannyasi doesn't keep anything with him. Every day has to beg and bring and sit and do the puja. Whole night he will be doing puja. Then I used to just, my room was next to his. At 2 o'clock he will be ringing bell. So, all this ritualistic part, it will end. This Sandhya merges in Gayatri. By Sandhya, all type of ritualistic worship is told. Not only what remains is japa. Taking the name of Hari or the Lord's name, or it is to Om. Here he is giving the example of Gayatri. Whatever is Ishtadevata, japa given by Guru. Gayatri is very common mantra that has come from the Vedic times to us. That is one of the mantras which is still surviving day to day in the mouth of Hindus. Gayatri mantra from Vedas. All other parts of the Vedas we may not know, but the Gayatri mantra most of the people know. A few might not be chanting, but they know. So the Gayatri mantra represents all mantras. It is just like telling eyes, it represents all senses. In scriptures, one word is given to represent the whole. So here the japa remains, taking the name of God. It is Om, japa merges in Om. From Om, the absolute, Om represents the absolute, and it is reverse deduction. Always from Vedas, the Tantras come. From science, the technology come. From technology, we go to the base needs and formations. We go in the reverse order always, not in the school. In school syllabus, nursery school, the syllabus is not formed from the nursery school to primary, primary to higher. It is not we don't formulate this way. Nursery school will have like this, after this primary school will have, middle school will have. No, reverse. What is the total portion a graduate must have? He has to finish. Now up to pre-university, how much he can finish? How much he has to finish to go to? Then at high school level, 10th standard, what portion he has to? Because as the knowledge grows, it has to be compressed. Formerly, 6th, 7th standard ABCD was sufficient. Now it is not there. Second 2 years, my mummy has to teach him ABCD. So the portion is getting, it is from the higher level, it is brought to nursery class, he has to finish this. Because otherwise he cannot go there to the graduation. He cannot finish the portions. So it is reverse always designed. So from the Om, he has to reach the Om, but he cannot reach the Om because he is at home. He has to reach there. So it's brought down. It is brought down from the impersonal absolute to the personal aspect of God with qualities, because you have qualities, you have a body, you have a form, you are an understanding, but you cannot conceive what is beyond form and time and space. So within the time and space, what is brought is japa, mantras. From mantras, the ritualistic part is still lower. It is brought to this level. So it is deduction. It is deduced. So Sandhya, when you go, it has come down like that, you will go back in the same way. Sandhya merges in Gayatri, Gayatri merges in Om. You go on doing Sandhya Vandana for years. All the attractions for the world, because that sincerity with which you are sitting and struggling, the nature participates in your life to fulfill the plan of nature. Plan of nature is evolution of Jiva to its divinehood. Nature expects that you must evolve to divinehood. So when nature is expecting you to divine, and it is its plan, wherever you miss your track, suffering will come. So again, the suffering means missed call from God. and nature. You have to call back on God. So you will immediately, suffering comes, you will call Venkatramana. So then you will see that it is, you are pointing out again towards what nature expects you, what is the plan of nature. Going in that direction is called dharma. You will again follow your dharma to go to evolve. You will start evolving. So from ritualistic, you will enter into, all this will make you raise your standard above the ragadvesha of the world. Attractions and repulsions, likes and dislikes, aversions and attachments. From that you are taking you up. It is something like an escalator. You are doing all ritualistic worship and things like that, that will slowly raise you to the level of now simply repeating your Ishta mantra. Till then you need. Sri Ramakrishna's life is best example. Then you will raise to the level of japa. You go on doing japa only. Body becomes mantramaya, mind becomes mantramaya, conscious is getting filled with mantra. And it, Sri Ramakrishna says, is name of God an ordinary thing? It purifies body and mind. Unless whole system is purified, you cannot reach, you cannot progress in spiritual life. At every stage, higher and higher purification is necessary from bodily level to the innermost core of our existence. The whole thing has to be purified. Body has to be purified, mind has to be purified, so that you will be constant evolutionary path you are moving. So japa makes you, one is when you go on repeating mantra, there is mantra kavacha. Anything flowing constantly has a field around it. Now electricity is passing and you will see the magnetic field is around it. You have that experiment now, putting the iron filings and tapping, it will become concentric circles. So magnetic field, like that, you are constantly repeating the name of God. In the world of time and space, beyond the time and space, what is there? From the relative to the eternal, you are trying to bring the flow of the eternal in the relative existence. In your bodily existence, you are trying to bring the spiritual entity into flow. You are making, japa means making the transcendental flow in the relative existence. In bodily existence, you are making the Atman to flow as if. Do you understand clearly? Japa is bringing the transcendental to flow in the relative. An important thing. As you repeat, there is a field around you. A divine field encircles you because of your awareness is in the absolute and bodily existence is there, and it is giving you a protection that unwanted things, non-spiritual things that may divert your attention will not touch you. It will be, you are protected, you are insulated from that, those vibrations. Your vibrations will be radiating, it will be creating an atmosphere. This is japa. When japa is constantly going on, the flow of the absolute in the relative, the flow of the Atman as if in the bodily existence, it is there, now it is made active and flow as mantra. I am repeating the mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishna, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namah Shivaya. I am going on repeating the mantra. Then I am bringing the transcendental in my awareness, in my mind, in my vak, speech. All levels of my being is being. You must do with total dedication and commitment. Then you see the result. So, when you do this japa, you start that slowly the relative, the nama rupa, God with nama rupa, you are getting slowly absorbed into the atita, beyond, from where it has come. Just like the japa is taking you from the vaikari to madhyama, madhyama to pashyanti, pashyanti to para. Para pashyanti madhyama vaikari. You are telling vaikari, Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishna, and you see that slowly you are getting absorbed. This is at the vak level, speech level. Same happens at your existential level. Same happens at your consciousness level. You are conscious. This manifested consciousness, Chaitanya, from gross awarenesses, you slowly raise to the spiritual awareness. At the Sahasrara you have to go. At all levels, in all respects. From the prayer stage, you are going to the ecstatic love stage, where you are forgetting your body and mind and the world. Only God's presence will be there. So, each path has its own way, but it merges slowly, the form, and you will see it has manifested. Just like the knowledge is integrated in Vijnanamaya Kosha and comes to mind as knowledge of the book, knowledge of sofa, and all in the mind. It is there. In computer, so much of data is there. Whatever you press, it will come into the screen. It comes into the screen. Same process we have. From the internal storage, it comes out. Now, the japa is coming out, means it is transcendental is coming out. So it gives it transports you slowly from where it has come to there it is taking you. From the Omkara, the Absolute, this has Nama Rupa has come from the Absolute. It merges back in the Absolute. So, japa is taking you slowly from Nama Rupa Guna to beyond Nama Rupa Guna, from where the Nama Rupa Guna has, when you are waking up from dream, from dream state, dream world projected from mind, as you wake up, the dream world merges back in the mind, and dream world is not there. Same thing happens through japa. You are going back to the Absolute, from where it came, the Nama Rupa Guna. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.